going on YouTube? Steel Orange here, and today I'm going to be doing my fourth video in my Smite 101 series, which is my series on how to improve at Smite and sort of giving you a training plan for things to do if you're one, new to the game, or two, you're not improving at the rate that you want, to help you sort of get that improvement, over the long term. Like I said in all my videos, it's not going to be do this, 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 and this, and you're going to be better by the end of the week for the most part. It's going to be focus on these different things, and over the course of months of playing this game, you're going to see more improvement than if you weren't focusing on these things, right? So this is my fourth video, and this is going to be, I'm going to call it my video on decision making, but really what this is it's a video on why you should watch professional players or just players that are better than you play, and how to approach watching those games, how to watch them so that you can learn the most, get the most out of them, right? So first thing is, you want to watch people that are better than you play, because you're going to see new things that you haven't thought to do before. You're going to see combos that you haven't done, or ways to counterplay. You're going to sort of get into, if they're giving good commentary, you're going to be able to sort of find your way into their minds, like understand what they're thinking, why they're making the decisions that they are. Particularly, I like to watch players that explain what they're doing all the time. I don't even do a very good job of this. I should do better. But some of the players that I learned the most from are watching Weekend and DM Brandon, and both of them are sort of controversial figures in the community. But what both of them do is they explain what they're doing and why they're doing it a lot of the time. Especially DM Brandon. Weekend does it too. But I mean, especially DM Brandon. Like when he plays almost any gameplay, he's always saying, this is what I'm trying to do here. This is my plan. I expect them to do this, and this is how I'm going to counter it. Or after he gets a kill, he explains his thought process and his calculations. He really, he doesn't do a lot of things where he just, try something and I hope this works, so I don't actually know. He's really thinking about, how much damage can I do there? What can they do to me? What items do they have? What do I have? And he's explaining these things as he's going, and it really helps me at least learn new ways to think about characters and make better decisions. That's one thing, is seek out those characters, those streamers, those content creators that you can learn a lot from. For me it was them. It might be somebody else for you, but whoever you find yourself learning a lot from, go and watch their videos. The other thing though is watch with the intent to learn. And so, one, don't just kind of sit back and enjoy. You can, if you want to just sit back and enjoy the game, you can. But if you really want to watch to learn, you want to be focusing on the decisions that they're making and why they're making them. And one of the best ways, or sort of the best sort of techniques, I guess, that I use is when I watch somebody play, I sort of watch with it, imagining that I'm actually playing the character. And so I'm thinking ahead, I'm wanting to go this direction, right? And so when let's say I'm watching Weekend, right? And he goes into the jungle, and I'm, already thinking, turn left and go to the speed buff, and he goes somewhere else. I notice that, right? Because I'm thinking about what I'm doing with the character. So when something happens that I wasn't planning on, I see that deviation in decision making from what I was thinking, what he was thinking, and then I can, one, if it's a smaller stream, some of these big streamers, you can't just throw a question in the chat and expect them to answer it. But you can watch how it plays out, and you can try to figure out why did they make that decision that was different than what I did. What was the difference in thought process there? Did it work out? What happened because of this? And if you had gone this other way, could it have worked out differently? And so you sort of get to pinpoint those areas where you're making different decisions than what some of the best players are making. And figure out why that is. So that's something that I like to do. That's helped me improve a lot. That's how I learned how to play the jungle, was just, watching, Weekend and adapting, and mostly those two. And just thinking, pretending that I am playing the game and seeing where my decisions differ from theirs and figuring out why that is. And so that's just one of the best ways to improve. Is something that you want to do as you're playing. Also, if you're watching the SPL games, listen to what the commentators are saying, listen to their analysis, and, pay attention to team fights. You can even go back. I like to go back and watch the YouTube videos after they've been recorded, because when a team fight happens, usually I have an expectation, going into the team fight. I expect this team to win, or I expect that team to win the team fight. And when it works out differently than I expect, I can pause, I can rewind it, I can go through and figure out, why did this team win the team fight even though they were down 4,000 gold and 2,000 experience, and figure those things out. So really, just focusing on getting as much as you can out of watching those different gameplays is really important, and it's going to help you really improve your decision making, and sort of in a further step, improve shot calling, although that's sort of a more advanced thing. that I may or may not talk about in the series. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, anyway, that's sort of how I approach, watching Smite content, on YouTube or on Twitch with the intent of getting better and learning as much as I can. And in particular, it really helps me with my decision making in game, and hopefully will help you guys too. Thanks for watching.